How are you guys doing? It is Tuesday, September 1st, 2020, out here in this quarantine. I'm James Sims, and for this episode of The Elite, I'm going to get into what transpired yesterday with sports going on because, of course, basketball playoffs are going on. Same with hockey, and, of course, there was Monday baseball going on. So I'm going to get you in on that and also fill you in on to what's going on today. So first, I'm going to start with playoff basketball. In game one of the Eastern Conference semifinals, the Miami Heat, the fifth seed Miami Heat, were able to beat the number one seed Milwaukee Bucks for the first game, beating them 115-104 to take a 1-0 series lead. For the Bucks, off the bench, Kyle Korver would finish with 11 points in 16 minutes. Out of the starters, Brook Lopez would finish with 24 points and a rebound. Additionally, he had 2 blocks. He shot 8 for 10 from the field in 27 minutes, 4 for 6 from 3, and he made all 4 of his free throws. He had everything going. The Bucks' elite power forward, Giannis Antetokounmpo, finished with 18 points in 37 minutes. He finished with 10 rebounds and 9 assists as well, and also 6 turnovers. He shot 6 for 12 from the field in the 37 minutes. 2 for 5 for 3, and he made 4 of his 12 free throws. Not the best debut game for the Bucks, but for the Heat, they had it all going. Off the bench, Tyler Hero had 11 points in 29 minutes as he shot 3 for 11 from the field. Out of the starters, Bam Adebayo, their power forward, finished with 12 points, 7 rebounds, and 6 assists. Their point guard, Goran Dragic, would finish with 27 points, 6 rebounds, and 5 assists. Big performance of the game would go to Jimmy Butler, their forward, who would finish with 40 points in 36 minutes. With his 40 points, he had 4 rebounds, 2 assists, 2 steals, and a block. He shot 13 for 20 from the field. He made both of his 3-point attempts, and he shot 12 for 13 from the free throw line. So with this win, like I said, the Miami Heat now hold a 1-0 lead over the top seed Milwaukee Bucks, and the Bucks did this last series too. They lost the first game in the last series. But as of right now, the Heat hold the advantage in the series. So now jumping to the other game last night for the playoffs, and it was between the 4 seed Oklahoma City Thunder, no, the 4 seed Houston Rockets and the 5 seed Oklahoma City Thunder. And the Oklahoma City Thunder were able to take Game 6 to force a Game 7 against the Houston Rockets. For the Houston Rockets, Daniel House Jr. would come off the bench with 12 points. Out of the starters, Robert Covington would finish with 18 points, 5 rebounds, and 5 steals and 3 blocks. He shot 7 for 11 that day. Russell Westbrook, their elite point guard, would finish with 17 points, 4 rebounds, 3 assists, and 7 turnovers as he shot 8 for 15 from the field, 1 for 2 from 3, and he missed both of his free throw attempts. Their best performance of the night would go to James Harden, who in 39 minutes would finish with 32 points, 8 rebounds, and 7 assists. As he shot 11 for 22 from the field, 3 for 11 from 3, and he shot 7 for 8 from the free throw line. And out of the Oklahoma City Thunder, off the bench, Dennis Schroeder had some impact. He shot 5 for 16 from the field in 37 minutes, but he finished with 12 points, 8 rebounds, and 2 assists. Out of the starters, their shooting guard, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, would finish with 10 points and 6 assists in 39 minutes. Luke Dort would finish with 13 points in 20 minutes as he had 4 fouls. He got into foul trouble. Danilo Gallinari, their forward, would finish with 25 points and 5 rebounds in 28 minutes. And Chris Paul, their elite point guard, would finish in 40 minutes, would finish with 28 points, 7 rebounds, 3 assists, and 3 steals while his team was facing elimination. He shot 10 for 20 from the field, 3 for 6 from 3, and he made all 5 of his free throws, playing an almost perfect game to keep his team in the game, especially at 35 years old. Great performance for him last night, and the Oklahoma City Thunder are still kicking. Now I'm going to jump to the WNBA bubble. But first, I'm going to let you know what games there are to look forward to today. At 5:30, it'll be game 2 of the second round of the Eastern Conference semis between the 3 seed Boston Celtics and the 2 seed Toronto Raptors, and the Boston Celtics have a 1-0 lead. And at 8:30, it'll be game 7 between the Utah Jazz and the Denver Nuggets. As Denver took the last game, Jamal Murray scored 50 points in 2 of the last 3 games. In the other game, he scored 42. He's been going off. Donovan Mitchell's been going off. this has been an amazing series to watch, and that game will happen on ABC. So that's everything to look forward to in terms of playoff basketball on the first day of September. But quick, I'm gonna jump to the WNBA bubble just so you can see what's going on. What's going on in that league, because that season is still going strong. First off, the Chicago Sky were able to beat the Indiana Fever 100-77 yesterday, thanks to Courtney Vandersloot's 13 points and 18 assists. She broke the WNBA record. Last night was a very historic night for the Chicago Sky. And also the Minnesota Lynx were able to beat the LA Sparks 96-78 behind Napheesa Collier's 25 points, 9 rebounds, and 5 assists. With this win, the Minnesota Lynx are now 11-5, and the Los Angeles Sparks dropped to 12-4 following this 18-point loss. And looking forward to what's going on today. The Connecticut Sun are going to take on the Liberty on CBS Sports Network at 7 o'clock. The Indiana Fever take on the Atlanta Dream at 8 o'clock. And the Phoenix Mercury, led by Brittany Griner, are going to take on Aja Wilson and the Aces. So that's in their season is still going strong. They have no cases of coronavirus, at least as of yet, that I've heard of. I might be completely wrong. But no, the WNBA they've been handling it pretty well. So now let me jump to the NHL bubbles, because each bubble had a game last night. First, the Tampa Bay Lightning were able to beat the Boston Bruins 3-2 in second overtime to clinch the series in 5 games to earn them a spot in the Eastern Conference Finals for the Stanley Cup. Their goalie had an amazing game. Andrei Vasilevsky, sorry if I butchered your name. Amazing game from him, and like I said, with this win over Boston, Tampa Bay has secured a spot for themselves in this next round of the Stanley Cup playoffs. And in Game 5 between the Dallas Stars and the Colorado Avalanche, the Colorado Avalanche were able to beat the Stars 6-3 following a 5-goal first period to get them to put themselves back in the series. Dallas was up 3-1, and now the Avalanche are forced to Game 6. Of course, they were led by their left winger, Andrei Burakovsky. And this was the Avalanche facing elimination, and they were not going to let themselves get eliminated. And also, Nat McKinnon finished with a goal and an assist on the night to help give the Avalanche their second win, and a much-needed win, to give them a bit of momentum in that series. And jumping to today, the Islanders are going to take on the Flyers at 7 o'clock. The New York Islanders lead that series 3-1. The Philadelphia Flyers, the top seed in the East, are currently facing elimination. And at 9:45, the Vancouver Canucks are going to take on the Golden Knights. And the Golden Knights lead that series 3-1, and they're looking to clinch a spot into the Western Conference, Western Stanley Cup Final. And as of right now, the only team that has advanced officially are the Tampa Bay Lightning. There are 7 teams remaining in the NHL. And a lot of them, and 2 of them are facing elimination tonight. So that's everything that's going on with the NHL. Right now, I'm going to jump to baseball and everything that's going on with that, because there was a lot of baseball that was played yesterday. First, I'm going to start with the Miami Marlins taking on the New York Mets, and the Marlins were able to beat the Mets 5-3 after a 4-run 6th inning. From DeGrom would pick up the loss for the Mets, as he was allowed 1 earned run. He would strike out 9 in 6 innings. For the Mets, their elite first baseman Pete Alonso would finish 0-4. For Miami, Miguel Rojas would finish 2-4 with an RBI, and Alfaro would finish 2-4 with an RBI. With this win, the Miami Marlins are now 15-15. With this loss, the New York Mets are 15-20. Of course, staying in the East, the Philadelphia Phillies were hosting the Washington Nationals last night. They were able to get the best of them. They beat them 8-6 last night. Howard would pick up the win for the Phillies as he pitched 5 innings, only allowed 2 runs, and he struck out 4. For the Nationals, their elite left fielder Juan Soto would finish 2-4 with 4 RBIs and 2 runs, as he hit 2 home runs last night. He now has 11 on the season. Big game for him. And for the Philadelphia Phillies, their elite designated hitter Bryce Harper would finish 0-2 he finished over 2 with a run on the day, and he would walk twice. Their first baseman, Rhys Hoskins, would finish 2 for 4 with 3 RBIs and a run. Their second baseman, Gene Segura, would finish 1 for 4 with 3 RBIs and a run. Big win for the Phillies. With this win, they are now 15-15 in the NL East, and the Nats dropped to 12-20. Jumping out to the last NL East team, the NL East leading Atlanta Braves were able to beat the Boston Red Sox last night, 6-3. Max Fried would pick up the win. He struck out 5 and only allowed 2 earned runs in 5 innings pitched. And for the Boston Red Sox, their third baseman, Rafael Devers, would finish 2 for 4 with an RBI. Their right fielder, Alex Verdugo from the Dodgers, would finish 3 for 4 with 2 runs. He had a pretty big game. For the Atlanta Braves, like I said, Fried with this win, he now is a 1.60 ERA, and he's now sitting at 6-0 on the season. For the Braves, their elite first baseman, Freddie Freeman, would finish 2 for 4 with a run on the day. Their left fielder, Nick Markakis, would finish 3 for 4 with 2 RBIs and a run. Their third baseman, Austin Riley, would finish 2 for 5 with 3 RBIs as he had an RBI triple. Adam Duvall, their right fielder, would finish with 1 for 4 with an RBI and a run as he hit his 5th home run of the season. With this win, the Braves are the first team in the National League East to win 20 games. And with this loss, the Boston Red Sox are 12-23. Of course, staying out in the East, the Tampa Bay Rays played the New York Yankees, and the Rays were able to beat the Yankees 5-3 in New York. And they were able to hold off New York's rally in the end. Tyler Glasnow would pick up the win for the Rays. He allowed no runs and struck out 9, only allowed 2 hits yesterday. So the Yankees, Garrett Cole, will pick up his second straight loss as he gave up 4 runs in 5 innings as he struck out 7. For the Yankees, their second baseman, DJ LeMahieu, would finish 2 for 5 with a run on the day. Luke Voigt, their designated hitter, would finish 1 for 4 with 2 RBIs and a run as he hit his 13th home run of the season. He's been hitting like crazy. For the Tampa Bay Rays, their first baseman, Choi, would finish 3 for 3 with 3 RBIs and 2 runs as he hit his 3rd home run of the season off Garrett Cole in the 3rd inning. Big win for the Rays. They are now 25-11 with a gaping lead over the 19-14 now New York Yankees. And jumping out to Buffalo for the last game of the East, the Toronto Blue Jays hosted the Baltimore Orioles, and the Baltimore Orioles were able to get the best of them, beating them 4-3 in the 11th inning. Just big plays all around. For the Orioles, it would for the Orioles, it would be a couple of doubles. The first one from Jose Iglesias to put them up 3-2, and Brian Holiday. Toronto would get an RBI single, but it wouldn't be enough as the Orioles held them off for their 15th win of the season. Keegan Atkin would give the start for the Baltimore Orioles, and he would get 6 strikeouts, allowing no runs in his first 4 innings pitched. And for Toronto, their starting pitcher, Chase Anderson, would finish with 8 strikeouts, allowing 1 run in the first 5 innings. For the Blue Jays, their elite first baseman, Vladimir Guerrero Jr., would finish 0 for 5 on the day. Luis Gurriel Jr. would finish 3 for 5 with an RBI on the day for the Blue Jays. For the Orioles, their shortstop, Jose Iglesias, would finish 2 for 5 with 2 RBIs and a run. He had a pretty big day today, but with this win, the Orioles are sitting at 15-19, and the Blue Jays dropped to 18-15. Of course, now jumping out to the Central, the Cincinnati Reds hosted the St. Louis Cardinals, but the Cardinals were able to get the best of them. Dakota Hudson picked up his first win of the season as the Cardinals beat him 7-5. They're now sitting at 13-13. He pitched for Dakota Hudson in his first win of the season. He would allow 1 run in 7 innings, striking out 7 batters to help give the Cardinals this win. For Cincinnati, their third baseman, Eugenio Suarez, would finish 2 for 4 with 4 RBIs and a run as he hit his 8th home run of the season in the 9th. And then for the St. Louis Cardinals, their elite first baseman, Paul Goldschmidt, would finish 3 for 3 with an RBI and 2 runs. Paul DeJong would hit his 2nd home run for the Cardinals as the shortstop finished 2 for 5 with 4 RBIs on the day. With this win, the Cardinals are 13-13, and the Cincinnati Reds are 15-20. Of course, jumping out to Milwaukee. The Milwaukee Brewers hosted the Pirates and were able to beat them 6-5 yesterday. Suter would get the start for the Brewers, but he would only pitch for 3 innings, allowing 2 earned runs, striking out 3. For the Pirates, their shortstop Eric Gonzalez would finish 1 for 5 with 2 RBIs and a run. Additionally, Osuna, their third baseman, finished 1 for 4 with 2 RBIs on the day. For the Milwaukee Brewers, their elite left fielder Christian Yelich would finish 1 for 4 with a run. And then he's had kind of RBI scattered all over. But their center fielder, Brent Gamble, would finish the day 3 for 3 with an RBI and a run for the day. Keston Hiura would hit his 8th home run of the year as the second baseman went 1 for 3 with an RBI and a run. With this win, the Brewers are 16-18 and the Pirates slipped to 10-22 on the season. And then jumping out to Kansas City, the Kansas City Royals hosted the Cleveland Indians and were able to beat them 2-1. And a pretty good pitching performance. Shane Bieber would get the start for Cleveland. He would allow no runs, only allow 1 hit, and strike out 9 through 6 innings. But of course, they would lose this game as the Kansas City Royals scored 2 runs in the 8th inning off of a Michael Franco single and a Bubba Starling single. And for Kansas City, they were just the guys getting going. Like Michael Franco went 2 for 4 with an RBI on the day. For the Cleveland Indians, their elite shortstop Francisco Lindor would go 1 for 4. Shea Bieber would pitch 1 wild game. Brad Keller would only allow 1 run and strike out 4 through 6 innings pitched. With this win, the Kansas City Royals are now 14-21, and the Cleveland Indians are now 21-14 on the season. Jumping out to Minnesota, La Bamba squad were hosting the Chicago White Sox, and the White Sox were able to get the best of them as Luis Robert would hit his 10th home run in Giolito's start. Giolito would strike out 8 and allow 2 earned runs in his 5 innings pitched. Rich Hill would start for the Twins, only allowed 2 runs in 3 innings pitched. For the Twins, it was mostly just Sano would finish 2 for 3 with an RBI and 3 runs. He was hitting incredibly well. For the White Sox, in addition to Luis Robert, he hit his 10th home run of the season, like I just said. He went 2 for 4 with 2 RBIs and 2 runs. Their center, James McCann, went 2 for 4 with 2 runs. Their first baseman, Jose Abreu, went 2 for 5 with 2 RBIs. Madrigal finished 2 for 5 with a run. Their pinch hitter, Mazzara, went 2 for 3 with 2 RBIs and a run. With this win, the Chicago White Sox are 22-13, and the Twins dropped to 20-16 in the AL Central. And last but not least, I'm going to jump out west. First, starting out in Anaheim, the Seattle Mariners were able to beat the Angels 2-1 as Marco Gonzalez would pitch a complete 9 innings. He would allow 4 hits, 1 run. He would strike out 8 to get his 4th win of the season. For the Angels, their GOAT-level center fielder, Mike Trout, would go 0 for 4, striking out 3 times. Their elite third baseman, Anthony Rendon, would go 0 for 3 as he walked once. And then for the Seattle Mariners, it would be their designated hitter, Jose Marmolejos, because I don't want to butcher his name. He finished 2 for 3 with an RBI and a run. And their catcher, it would be Joseph Odom, who would get the other RBI. He'd finish 1 for 4 with an RBI on the day. With this win, the Mariners are 15-22, and the Angels drop to 12-24. Now jumping out to Colorado. The Colorado Rockies hosted the San Diego Padres, and the Padres were able to get the best of them, beating them 6-0, completely blanking them. Gary Richards would get the start for San Diego. He'd have 4 strikeouts, allowing no run and 1 hit. German Marquez would pick up his 5th loss of the season as he gave up 5 runs in 6 innings. For Colorado, their elite third baseman, Nolan Arenado, would finish 1 for 4 on the day. And their right fielder, Charlie Blackmon, would also get a hit on the day. He went 1 for 4. For the San Diego Padres, their elite shortstop, Fernando Tatis Jr., would go 1 for 4 with 2 RBIs and 2 runs. Will Myers would be the only player to hit a home run today as he went 1 for 4 with an RBI and a run. He now has 9 home runs on the season. Their elite third baseman, Manny Machado, would go 0 for 3 with an RBI on the day. And with this win, the San Diego Padres are now 22-15, and the Colorado Rockies are now 12-18. I'm not going to take this time to go into just the stats leaders because, I mean, it is officially Tuesday. And just take you through that before I let you know what games to watch today. So first, I'm just going to start with who's leading the league, like who's scoring the most in baseball right now. Fernando Tatis leads the league in runs, the elite shortstop from the San Diego Padres. He has 38 runs in 37 games, which is historic. In second place with 31 runs, it is the Atlanta Braves shortstop, Dansby Swanson. And then there's a tie for third. It's Manny Machado, the San Diego third baseman. Trevor Story, the shortstop from the Colorado Rockies. Manny Machado, the elite third baseman from the San Diego Padres. And then Mike Yastrzemski, the center fielder from the San Francisco Giants. They all have 30 runs on the season. Now looking at the hits leaders, in first place, it's Trey Turner, the shortstop from Washington, who now, from the Washington Nationals, he has 49 hits in 32 games. He now sports a 377 batting average. In second place, with 47 hits, is Charlie Blackmon, the right fielder from the Colorado Rockies, who has 47 hits in 34 games, with a 351 batting average. And in third, it is the elite shortstop from the San Diego Padres, Fernando Tatis Jr. He has 46 hits in 37 games. He has a 313 batting average on the season. Jumping to the league leader in doubles. Tied for first are Anthony Santander, the right fielder from the Baltimore Orioles, and Christian Walker, the first baseman from the Arizona Diamondbacks. And then tied for second for the lead for doubles with 12 are Willy Adames, the shortstop from the Tampa Bay Rays, Hanser Alberto, the second baseman from the Baltimore Orioles, Cesar Hernandez, the second baseman from the Cleveland Indians, Dominic Smith, the left fielder from the New York Mets, and Alex Verdugo, the left fielder from the Boston Red Sox. Out of those five, Dominic Smith has done it in the least amount of games. He's done it in 29. Now jumping to the triples lead. As of right now, Kyle Tucker, the left fielder from the Houston Astros, has the league lead with 6 triples in 32 games. And then tied for second, you have Jaime Candelario, the first baseman from the Detroit Tigers, Jake Cronenworth, the second baseman from the San Diego Padres, and Mike Yastrzemski, center fielder from the San Francisco Giants. Each have 3 triples each. Jumping to the home run lead, right now there is a 3-way tie for the league lead in home runs. It's the players that have the most home runs are Nelson Cruz, the designated hitter from the Minnesota Twins, Fernando Tatis Jr., the elite shortstop for the San Diego Padres, and Luke Voit, the first baseman from the New York Yankees. Now, out of those 3, Luke Voit has played the least amount of games. He's played 29. Now jumping to the RBI leaders, Fernando Tatis Jr., the elite shortstop from the San Diego Padres, currently leads the league in RBIs, and tied for second with 32 RBIs are Jose Abreu, the first baseman from the Chicago White Sox, and Mike Trout, the GOAT-level center fielder from the Los Angeles Angels. Now jumping to the walks leaders this far in the season, Carlos Santana, the first baseman for the Cleveland Indians, leads the league with 33 walks in 35 games. In second, you have Freddie Freeman, the elite first baseman from the Atlanta Braves, with 25 and 34, and tied with him is Anthony Rendon, the elite third baseman from the Los Angeles Angels, who also has 25 walks, but in 31 games. Right now, in terms of strikeouts, Miguel Sano, the first baseman from the Minnesota Twins, has struck out the most amount of times. He struck out 51 times in 32 games. In second, Jorge Soler, the designated hitter from the Kansas City Royals, has struck out 50 times in 35 games. Nico Goodrum, the shortstop from the Detroit Tigers, he struck out 49 times in 30 games. So they currently hold the lead. And going to the stolen bases leader, currently Jonathan Villar, the shortstop for the Miami Marlins, holds the lead for stolen bases. And there's a 4-way tie for 8 stolen bases for second base. It's between John Berti, the center fielder from the Miami Marlins, Adalberto Mondesi, the shortstop from the Kansas City Royals, Jose Ramirez, the third baseman from the Cleveland Indians, and Trevor Story, the shortstop from the Colorado Rockies. Out of those 4, John Berti has played the least amount of games. He has 8 stolen bases in 24 games. Now going to the batting average leaders, currently Trey Turner leads the league in batting average with a 377 batting average in 32 games. And second is Juan Soto, the elite left fielder from the Washington Nationals, who has a 367 batting average in 24 games. And in third place, it is the right fielder from the Colorado Rockies, Charlie Blackmon, who has a 351 batting average through 34 games. Now jumping to the on-base percentage leaders. Right now, the leader in on-base percentage in the league is Paul Goldschmidt, the elite first baseman for the St. Louis Cardinals, who has a 486 OBP. In second is Juan Soto, the elite left fielder from the Washington Nationals. And in third is Anthony Rendon, the elite third baseman from the Los Angeles Angels. Jumping to the slugging percentage leaders, Juan Soto, the elite left fielder from the Washington Nationals, has the best slugging percentage in the league with an 800 slugging percentage in 24 games. In second, it's Luke Voit, the first baseman from the New York Yankees, who right now has a 709 slugging percentage. And in third place, it's Dominic Smith, the left fielder from the New York Mets, who has a 685 slugging percentage at the moment. Now jumping to the OPS leaders, the top three. Right now, Juan Soto, the elite left fielder from the Washington Nationals, has the highest OPS in baseball with a 1252 OPS. In second is Jesse Winker, the designated hitter from the Cincinnati Reds, with an 1117 OPS. And in third, it's Dominic Smith, the left fielder from the New York Mets, with a 1088 OPS on the season. Now I'm going to jump to the pitching stats, the individual pitching stats right now. The ERA crown goes to Shane Bieber. Shane Bieber, currently sitting at 6-0, has a 1.20 ERA on the season through 52 innings and 8 starts. And second, it is Yu Darvish with a 1.47 ERA. He has a 6-1 record through 7 starts and 43 innings. And in third, it's Max Fried with a 1.60 ERA through 8 starts and 45 innings pitched. Now going to complete games. As of right now, Trevor Bauer from the Cincinnati Reds still holds the lead with 2 complete games pitched, and he has 2 shutouts, more than any other pitcher. But the only other pitchers with shutouts this year are Lucas Giolito from the Chicago White Sox and Kyle Hendricks from the Chicago Cubs, complete game shutouts. Right now, the current saves leader the lead is tied between Brad Hand of the Cleveland Indians and Liam Hendricks of the Oakland A's. Out of the two, Brad Hand has had the least amount of opportunities. He's 10 for 10 in save opportunities, and right now third in the league in saves is Kenley Jansen from the Los Angeles Dodgers with 9 saves and 10 opportunities. Right now, the leader in innings pitched belongs to Shane Bieber of the Cleveland Indians, who has 52.2 innings pitched through 8 starts. In second in the league is Lance Lynn, who has 51 innings pitched through 8 starts for the Texas Rangers, who has a 4-1 record, who has a 1.93 ERA at the moment. And in third is Lucas Giolito, who has pitched 48.2 innings in 8 starts for the Chicago White Sox with a 3-2 record and a 3.14 ERA. As of right now, out of the pitchers, German Marquez has allowed the most hits out of all pitchers. He's allowed 51 hits in 8 starts and 48 innings. Aaron Savali from the Cleveland Indians has allowed 45 hits through 46 innings. And in third, tied for third, Kyle Hendricks from the Chicago Cubs has given up 44 hits in 44 innings pitched. And Rick Porcello from the New York Mets has given up 44 hits in 33 innings pitched in 7 starts for the New York Mets. As of right now, going to walk leaders, Robbie Ray from the Arizona Diamondbacks has walked the most batters in baseball. He's walked 31 batters in 31 innings. And then tied for second, there's a bit of a tie. With 18 walks so far in the season, it's Jose Barrios, who's done so in 36 innings. Dylan Cease from the Chicago White Sox has 18 walks in 36 innings. Lucas Giolito has 18 walks in 48.2 innings. He has a 3.14 ERA, like I said. Frankie Montas from the Oakland A's has 18 walks in 32 innings. And Spencer Turnbull from the Detroit Tigers has walked 18 batters in 30.1 innings, and he has a 3-2 record. Now jumping to the strikeout leaders, Shane Bieber currently leads the league in strikeouts with 84 strikeouts in 8 starts and 52 innings. In second, it's Lucas Giolito from the Chicago White Sox, who has 66 strikeouts in 48.2 innings. And in third, it's Garrett Cole, the New York Yankees, with 60 strikeouts in 46 innings pitched. And last but not least, going to batting average against, Trevor Bauer from the Cincinnati Reds has the best batting average against. He has a 144 batting average against him. Second place is Dinelson Lamet from the San Diego Padres, who has a 162 batting average against him. And in third place, it's Shane Bieber from the Cleveland Indians, tied with Kenta Maeda from the Minnesota Twins, who both have a 163 batting average against them. Now jumping out to the team stats, just to show you how these teams are faring thus far. So far, the San Diego Padres have scored the most runs in baseball. They scored 211 runs. Behind them are the Los Angeles Dodgers with 204, and the Tampa Bay Rays have scored 188. Jumping out to hits, right now the San Diego Padres have the most hits in baseball with 329. The White Sox have 300. They have 4 less hits in 2 less games. And the Colorado Rockies are in third with 12 less hits, with 319 hits in 35 games, as many games as the White Sox. Currently, the Atlanta Braves hold the league lead in doubles. They have 76 doubles on the season, and tied for second are the Boston Red Sox and the Tampa Bay Rays with 73 doubles. Out of those two, the Red Sox have done it in 35 games. They've done it in less games. Currently, the Colorado Rockies and the San Diego Padres both hold the league for triples with 10. The Rockies have done it in 2 less games, and the Houston Astros have 9 triples. They're third in the league in triples with 9 triples in 33 games. Currently, the home run league belongs to the Los Angeles Dodgers, who have 68 home runs in 36 games. The Padres are in second with 67, and the White Sox are in third with 65 home runs so far in the season. Additionally, the Padres lead the league in runs batted in. They have 204 runs batted in. The Dodgers with 193 are in second, and the White Sox with 176 are tied with the Rays in third. Currently, the Tampa Bay Rays lead the league in walks with 158 walks through 36 games. The Angels have been walked 154 times. They're in second, and the Cleveland Indians are in third with 152 walks. In terms of teams that have been struck out at the plate, the Oakland A's have been struck out the most as a team. They've struck out 340. They had 340 strikeouts in 34 games, averaging 10 strikeouts a game as a team. The Atlanta Braves are second with 335 strikeouts in 34 games, and the Chicago Cubs are third with 334 strikeouts in 34 games. Right now, the Seattle Mariners lead the league on the bases. They have stolen 37 bases on the season. The Miami Marlins and the San Diego Padres are tied for second with 31 stolen bases on the season. The Marlins have done it in 7 less games. Right now, in terms of batting average, the Chicago White Sox and the Washington Nationals are both tied for the league with a 270 batting average on the season. And in third are the San Diego Padres with a 266 team batting average on the season. On-base percentage, the Mets make it on base at a higher percentage than any other team in the league with a 348 OBP. And second are the Philadelphia Phillies with a 343 OBP, and they're tied with the San Diego Padres. Going on to slugging percentage, the San Diego Padres have the best slugging percentage as a team in baseball with a 493 slugging percentage. The Chicago White Sox are second with a 485. And in third, you have the Dodgers with a 471 slugging percentage. And jumping to OPS, the San Diego Padres have the best OPS in baseball with an 836. The White Sox are second with an 818, and the Philadelphia Phillies have an 809 OPS on the season. Now jumping to team pitching stats. Right now, the Dodgers have the best ERA, the best team ERA. They've allowed 2.76 runs per 9 innings as a team. The Cleveland Indians are second with a 2.87 ERA. The Dodgers and the Indians are the only 2 teams with a combined team ERA of less than 3. And the Oakland Athletics are third with a 3.51 team ERA. So those are the 3 best pitching teams in baseball as of right now. In terms of complete games, the Cincinnati Reds are the only team with 2 complete games. They were both by Trevor Bauer. In terms of shutouts as a team, the Cleveland Indians lead the league in pitching shutouts with 5 shutouts. And tied for second are the White Sox, the Dodgers, and the Marlins. They each have 4. And the Marlins have done it in the least amount of games. In terms of saves, the Tampa Bay Rays have the most saves. They have 15 saves on the season. The Cleveland Indians have 14. They're tied, and they're in second. And the Oakland Athletics are third with 13 saves. In terms of hits allowed and hits given up. The Boston Red Sox have given up the most hits as a team. They've given up 354 hits. The Rockies have given up 325. They're in 35 games, and they're second. And the Nationals are in third. They've given up 305 hits in 32 games as a team. And then let me jump to innings pitched, because the teams have played they've played a crazy amount of seasons. So far, the Padres have pitched the most innings. They pitched 323.1 innings. And second is the Dodgers with 322 innings pitched. And third are the Rays with 318.2 innings pitched. In terms of the least amount of innings pitched, the St. Louis Cardinals have pitched 218 innings as a team. The second least amount of innings pitched were the Marlins, who have pitched 253.1 innings pitched, and the Philadelphia Phillies have pitched 256 innings as they've played 30 games. The Cardinals have played 26. In terms of the amount of runs given up, the Boston Red Sox have given up the most runs as a team. They've given up 215 runs in 35 games. And second, the Seattle Mariners have given up 199 runs in 37 games, and the Los Angeles Angels have given up 193. In terms of home runs given up, the Arizona Diamondbacks have given up 63 home runs on the season in 35 games. In second, the Boston Red Sox have given up 58 home runs in 35 games, which you'd think would be difficult despite the fact they have a giant monster in their home stadium. And then the Seattle Mariners they've given up the third most amount of home runs with 52 home runs in 37 games. In terms of hit batters, the Seattle Mariners have hit the most batters. They've hit 25 batters. The Royals have hit the second most amount of batters with 24. The Milwaukee Brewers have hit 23 batters, and they're tied with the Pittsburgh Pirates. In terms of walks, the Boston Red Sox have walked the most batters. They've walked 146 batters in 35 games. The Seattle Mariners are second. They've walked 145 batters. They've walked one less batter in 2 more games. And the Pittsburgh Pirates have walked 143 batters in 32 games. They're not faring so well in that department. In terms of strikeouts, the Reds have struck out the most batters as a team. They've struck out 367 batters. And second, the Cleveland Indians have struck out 360, and the Milwaukee Brewers have struck out 359 batters as a team. And in terms of batting average against as a team, the St. Louis Cardinals have the best batting average against as a pitching core. They've allowed a 196 batting average against them. And second are the Cincinnati Reds with a 210 batting average against, and the Los Angeles Dodgers are third with a 211 batting average against. So, I mean, the Dodgers are one of the best hitting teams and one of the best pitching teams in all of baseball. So that's what you kind of gather from that's what you gather from the stats leaderboard. And because it's Tuesday, this is the second game that a lot of these series are taking place. So I'll walk you through a lot of these games. So far, just starting off with Kwang Hyun Kim. He's trying to look for his second win as the St. Louis Cardinals, as the Cardinals take on Sonny Gray and the Cincinnati Reds, as the Sonny Gray is sitting on a 5-1 record this year. John Lester's looking for his third win as the Chicago Cubs take on the Pirates at 7:05. Patrick Corbin looks for his third win as Aaron Nola looks for his fourth win as the Nationals take on the Phillies at 7:05 in Philly. Masahiro Tanaka is still looking for his first win for the Yankees as they take on the AL East leading Tampa Bay Rays at 7:05. Ian Anderson, after his debut, is looking for his second win for the Atlanta Braves as he takes on the Boston Red Sox at 7:30. Additionally, Zach Plesac's going to take on Matt Harvey as the Indians take on the Royals at 8:05. Dallas Keuchel's looking to get his sixth win of the season as the White Sox take on the Twins at 8:10. And then Julio Urias is looking for his third win of the season as the Dodgers take on the Arizona Diamondbacks. Those are the big pitching matchups to look forward to. But with that said, I really appreciate you for listening to this whole 39-minute piece. Once again, it is Tuesday, September 1st, 2020 out here in this quarantine. I'm James Sims. This is The Elite. Thank you for hearing my piece, and peace out.